into the leaderboards had just been established this month. Why his seat is so far out from Mr. MKL's, but despite that difference, 42-second difference between the PBs, so this is some real competition here.
And with that said, they are off. A good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Volt. Sorry I was a bit late. Mello was kind enough to start this commentary for you. What do you think of this race? What are your predictions, Mello? Mello, can you hear me? Okay, well, apparently my voice immediately scared him off, so I'll just have to do this solo for a bit.
Alright, so we're underway in Middleman stage.
There we go.
Stage is in the game, and you start off with it, so that's a good and bad thing. They are really neck to neck, the paces from them. Looking good, good enough to do the Metal Man glitch.
Is it really still a glitch after all this time?
They both pulled it off. Metal Man is stuck in the wall. They're on opposite sides. HARDselection has the optimal one. Got the glitch going.
Wow.
You're safe as long as you stay far away.
That is very close. It's the first
Not bad
stage,
times
but
at
still.
all. They got out there around the 2-minute mark, not much over, or I think HARDselection might have even been like right under it. Folks couldn't be here, unfortunately, to commentate with me. Woodman stage because metal blades are really OP throughout the game, but especially here. Let's see if they do the top or bottom route. This is a race setting, so normally you'd want to play it safe. HARDselection's going bottom route. Mr. MKL goes top route. Out of damage boosting here while HARDselection chills out in the Rush Marine. Mr. MKL makes it out of there. That time gain is definitely evident right there by taking the top route, much more dangerous. Drops here, so there's nothing to worry about health-wise. Oh, Mr. MKL, a little eager to slide there, went back down the ladder. Free-for-all sliding towards the gate, just throwing those metal blades out there, killing the cooks, I believe. Oh, did they both damage boost through that last rabbit? Yeah.
I can't say I've ever had it happen where my fellow commentator could not
The
hear.
Woodman fight is really easy with the metal blades. You just invade his space, go right in his shield there, and just shoot him right in the face. Okay, looks like we switched it up now. Mr. MKL has a slight lead on HARDselection.
No, Blue, I know he's here. I'm listening to him. That's why I'm not interrupting him. I just don't understand why he cannot hear me. Okay, well, Fiesel is sending him a thing. And there we go. Mello, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what was going on there. So
I have no idea what happened there, but you were doing good.
All right, well, thanks. I'm glad you could join us. I thought you said you were
I've been there
sick.
I've been there since the start. I just decided not to talk much because you were doing so good on commentary.
Wow. Ford and Twitch having a power struggle here for the audio, it seems.
It's all good, you know, I can't talk that much today anyway. For those of you wondering, I have a bad cold and talking is not the easiest thing for me right now. So yeah, that's the thing. But go on, Mello, please. You were doing a fantastic job commentating.
Studying this game to commentate for it. Well, did you find anything interesting? I know you know about classic megas and somewhat different.
All I can say is this game plays as God intended it to be played. Like, there are no glitches in this game. The story is super canon, fits perfectly. No, this is the game of games. This is perfect in every possible way.
Interesting that Capcom outsourced the development to a different party, and there are some differences with the mechanics. For instance, sliding through to damage boost, you don't get the knockback animation. Stall when you get weapon energy refills or health energy.
It's kind of interesting that even though they outsourced it, there are still some glitches that are nearly identical to the Nintendo version, like the what's it called, the screen wrapping.
Zips, they're really cool to see, especially the frame perfect ones. Yeah, just one frame to do the input. On the left route, this is one of the newer strats to get that E-Tank in Clash. Now they're almost synced up again. About to make the ascent towards Clashman's Gate. Did that glitch in the ladder so they don't get stuck. I believe that Mr. MKL is playing the European version. I know HARDselection is. And both E-Tanks.
Are there a lot of differences between the different versions of the game?
Block in the US version, which causes you to take an extra damage boost and lose a little bit of time. And right outside of Wily's gate, there's which really doesn't matter. But yeah, only slight differences. It does hurt your time if you're not playing the European version, but that's if you're trying to go for world records.
Ooh,
in a setting like this.
MRL has to be careful here.
We're both really close to the edge there. Okay, yeah, they're playing really cleanly. I could say.
I do have to admit that even if they outsourced it, I like the artwork for this game. Considering it's still an early Mega Man game, I think this is what Capcom later on moved towards. The more cartoony like Mega Man design.
Nostalgic feeling just looking at Mega Man. Well, with the color palette, I must admit, it looks a lot better though.
Oh yeah.
Scene here where Mega Man is fooled by Dr. Wily's trap floor. HARDselection quickly going into Magnet Man stage.
Why doesn't he just teleport?
Why doesn't he just teleport? I wondered the same thing. Why doesn't he just teleport to the boss gate right from the get?
Summon Rush! Mega Man is not the... He might be a super power fighter, but he's not the smartest super power fighter.
Energy shortage, he's picking up all these pellets. All the damage boosts pretty optimally, avoiding all the knockback animation by sliding through it. Jet, and the players are going to be jumping while they're on jet to preserve the weapon energy. If you are staying on him whilst you stand on him.
That's the Mega Man 3 mechanics. From the nest, if you have rush jet and you jump on it, you kind of conserve energy.
Right. A bit low. Well, they both have the exact same amount of health, actually. I think they could afford one body hit from... Yep, one body hit.
Yep,
that's all they needed. Well, that's all hard selection needed. Mr. MKL, I would assume, is doing somewhat of the same strat. One body hit. Oh! Yeah, he gets the magnet animation, which about 2 or 3 seconds.
That was a very close call there.
I think to avoid the magnet, you have to stand fairly close to him. He got that move which makes Magnet Man invincible for a while. Oh, I thought he would avoid the bees. Not the bees, but he got hit by one of the drops there.
Okay, the screen froze for a bit on my end.
Yeah, I did think he... Oh, they both got caught by the bees there. That is not typical. I think nerves are setting in here.
Nicolas Cage just not proud of him.
Doing the coils the whole way through with the damage boost by the apes here. Oh, not over there, but...
So that's interesting in this game. If you take damage on a ladder, you just stay on the ladder.
Hold up, you'll just keep going. Oh. That's one good thing about the ladder. There's a much worse path where you can't climb if you're pressing a diagonal. You'll just stop there. So you have to be sure and press nothing but up on the D-pad. Doing very well with Hardman over there. That's his guy. He knows everything he needs to know about Hardman. Also avoiding the shots for just as fast of a kill. Enter in the stage, but that's not much of a time loss for Mega Man to quickly turn around and teleport out. Very close. This is one of the closest matches I've seen in this tournament.
So, Mello, I have a question. You mentioned that there was a newer strat, like a level ago with the E-Tank. I've heard that phrase being used a lot of times in Discord and as well as in this tournament, like, this is a new strat, this is a new strat. How optimized is this game as it stands right now?
It's pretty optimized now that Andy's gotten a hold of it, and he's pretty much explored every route. Especially here in Top Man stage, where the zips have already been established. We saw hard selection going for the frame perfect. Couldn't get that, but he gets the ladder zips here. Also missing the frame perfect glitch. But yeah, there are so much more to explore, and Andy kind of looked at it. Got world record, and he improved it, I think, yesterday. He broke his own world record. There's not much. At least I don't know what else to look into. People have been practicing doing zips at different places of the stages, and for the most part, you soft lock and break the game where you can't progress anymore.
I'm starting to believe we just host tournaments so Andy joins them and optimizes every round.
Hey, that might be the case. I don't know how many world records he needs. He needs to share some.
He needs all of them.
Selection getting out of Top Man stage with good time, 14 minutes. Now starting the Top Man fight. Very fast kill, no hard knuckles were blocked to do the next remaining zips and Wily. Now, yeah, Mr. MKL's PB was from 2015, but I see him doing strats that were established back then, and they're holding true for the most part. The safety of the two E-tanks, though.
Okay, there's about a 22-second difference between the
Action
two.
does the
Now.
up zip. You hardly ever get to see that because I think that new Elpis might have.
Oh yeah,
might have
that brings
done
back
that
some
one.
memories. I saw that early. I saw that when it was just discovered last week in this tournament, and there was an immediate soft lock. I forgot who it was.
When he did it in his race.
Yeah, and he forgot the password. He had to
That was
replay
really
a previous stage.
Unfortunate there.
I believe that caught everyone by surprise because I don't think he mentioned that he found that that zip.
The radar. Okay, Mr. MKL going for the E-Tank here. That's the one that Tremaine used in his world record back in that time. In the guide that everyone studied for this tournament, including myself.
Do they still need that E-Tank, even though they picked up that previous one in the new route?
Yeah. Get the E-Tank here in this stage, like how Mr. MKL just did. A hard selection getting in Clash, rather than just the one. Now also has 2 E-Tanks. It's just that the second one isn't as fast as the new strat to get a second E-Tank.
Yeah, the needle glitch is fairly new. It's been found very recently. And now we see the accumulation of 30,000 something years of technology. A pogo stick.
Mega Man's future right there. Your future sucks. Hard selection getting the one cycle on Quint. I expect would be able to pull off the same thing. Quick teleport in. You get those cheap shots before he could pull out his pogo stick, and now they're both equipped with Sakugarne, which they're gonna need for Wily's second phase. Oh, spoiler alert.
I've said it before in chat and I'll still say it. I love the backgrounds for the Wily stages.
Melting
just
clock.
The fact that just the fact that they added an abstract painting into this. I'm not sure if they intended it to, but whatever works.
It's the last frame perfect zip. You didn't get the first one, but that last one, because that's the last one you need, and then you're on your way to Wily. Doesn't get the first frame perfect, he's gonna go for this latter one here. Following screen. Oh, doesn't get the last frame perfect, so he's gonna have to take it on this ladder here. Have to go through all that. And damage boosting through the crushers, they take a lot of health. Thanks though, he should be good. Doing good on health.
Ooh. Play it safe, dude. Yeah.
Okay, so he uses the first E-Tank. He's probably going to use that second one around the time of Wily's second phase. Mr. MKL playing it a bit safe, not damage boosting through the crushers. Wily's first stage, the ostrich, call it. That's where you use Rush Jet.
I don't know why, but I get such a Flintstones versus the Jetsons vibe from this guy. Like, have you ever played that? The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy? You get like an almost identical boss fight.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, maybe they got some inspiration from there, if that came out first. Selection did it well with the Sakugarne, the pogo stick right on his head. Going wrong here on the third phase. Wily just stays there shooting 2 different types of projectiles. HARDselection takes
that
it.
is it for HARDselection.
The official SRL time of 20 minutes and 18 seconds.
20 minutes?
Have on the SRL on his stream, his splits, yeah, he shows the 1947, which actually might have been a little faster than that. I think he split a bit late, but since these streams are recorded live on Speedruns Live, we also have a other time that has to be reported, which in 18 seconds. I mean the 1945, and yep, sorry about that.
Regardless, this was a very close first match, and we still have at least one more to go, possibly two.
Pretty close, and there wasn't really too many mistakes there. A little bit of movement that wasn't as tight as you would see in their PBs, but
no, I don't think I've seen them make any sort of mistakes. This was just purely execution and movements only. They had no deaths. They had pretty decent boss fights.
Selection actually PB'd right there, because his PB, at least as it stands on the leaderboards, was a 2025. A 1945 on the SRL time. Him. Execution.
For those of you who just entered here, welcome to the Mega Man 2 Any% Tournament on the Game Boy. You are watching a match between HARDselection and Mr. MKL. I am your commentator, Volt, and my fellow commentator is Mellowflows, who is definitely more knowledgeable on this game than I am.
If you know Mega Man, you got love for this game. You belong here.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you're a Mega Man fan, you always belong here. If you like what you're seeing, please give our other Speed Gaming channels a follow. We have channels 1 through 6 being active right now. And be sure to give these players a bit of moral and mental support by giving them a follow.
Thanks to both players right there. Again, very close match. What's up to everyone in chat? We got all the big names here. We got the world record holder, Andy. Existing frame. Grant and Hyro. To everyone coming out. And go Kangaroo.
I'm still amazed you didn't hear me talking for the first 5 minutes. So it wasn't until you said, it's a shame my fellow commentator isn't here, otherwise I would not have known.
Yeah.
I actually asked you a question, like what were your predictions and stuff like that, and you just completely fell silent.
Yeah, I don't know, it was like my Discord, because I'm using 2 different browsers. I don't know, I just had to refresh it. Maddox in the house too. He's like one of the most knowledgeable people with the Game Boy Mega Man.
The winner of this match will be going to round 3, and they will be facing, Crazy 8-Boy, who Mello is very familiar with.
Yeah, Crazy 8-Boy actually knocked me out in the last round. He's actually the person that told me to join the tournament. Grasshopper had to meet the sensei, but it didn't work out, kind of thing. And the racers are getting ready over here to start round 2, but he is waiting on the winner of this match. I go to the losers bracket, waiting on round 1 of that. Almost about to start it off here.
Yep, this is the second last match of round 2. Later this week we'll be having, or actually I said later this week, but when was it again? Let's see here. The The last match in round 2 will be between Game Joe and Kade Maya. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that name. And that match has not been scheduled just yet. We have 2 more matches this week. The first off is between Mello and B Lightning on Monday.
Yeah, that's
10:30 a.m. EDT time. And we have another match on and we have another match on Friday on 5 p.m. EDT between Brave Tuba and Granon Hero.
Both of them, well, I know mine is for the losers bracket.
Yeah, they're both. Both of them are for the round 1 losers bracket. And with that said, the players are already 40 seconds into Metal Man.
Had a little bit of quite a health loss trouble in the mole section, but then they got some small health pellets. It's like 4 health each, which isn't enough to do the standard.
Ooh,
that's a health drop that should help him. He has enough to do the glitch. Oh, they both get a small pellet. Wait, HARDselection gets another one. He could afford. Yep.
Ooh, and then he takes damage again. HARDselection is at 5 health right now.
Exactly what he needs to pull off the glitch. He calculated that perfectly, getting the damage boost. And getting the right side glitch. HARDselection getting the left one. Replay of round 1. This is so close here. So
this looks so dumb and it never ceases to entertain me. Wily robot programming at its finest.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So they both got out there with just over 2 minutes. Not too bad of a time. mrmkl was a bit faster, but didn't get the optimal kill for Metal. HARDselection, I imagine, gained about a second back as they enter Woodman stage. And another interesting thing you can do in this game is you can menu as Mega Man teleports into the scene. So get your Metal Blades out and start spamming it.
It's kind of surprising how the Game Boy version has some gameplay mechanics that are definitely better than the Nintendo version. I still love the fact that your energy replenishes as you move.
Yeah,
that's definitely that's like one of the biggest improvements.
I'll have to add
the NES versions never picked it up.
And mrmkl, even though he doesn't get the damage boost through the dogs, he still goes a top route. He knows he has 2 big refills here, so he goes for the optimal top route, getting all the extra damage boosts. Reverse damage into the baton, but a little step there. Stages where movement is key, you just want to get through it, slide and mash. I mean, not even mash, just spam your Metal Blade.
Excellent fight from MKL.
HARDselection tries to get the 2 extra hits on the approach of Woodman through the shield. The standard quick kill by going right up into the shield and shooting. So still really close. Seen at the same time. Any overlap there, I would say it's a real close match.
Right, people in chat, can we get some Game 2 hype? I mean, this is just amazing. Spam your favorite emotes or something. These players deserve it.
A bit of difference of strats here as they were sliding on the goblins. HARDselection doing a little newer strat where you avoid the first goblin's horns. mrmkl damage boosted each. And they both switch to wood early, so they depend on a weapon energy drop, which HARDselection just got. Mrmkl had switched early too, but his ammo looks fine. Spamming in the chat room.
Yeah,
There's some nice emotes. I'm jealous.
there are some very cool emotes in there.
King with the boss gate.
Pretty sure I love that cat emote with the butt. As a cat owner myself, I can confirm that is what they do.
This is so close. At a 549, pretty much. And look at this weapon get screen.
Yep, that is like millisecond split sync there. Perfect.
The seating was so different. HARDselection really came up fast with his PB this month, and then just with the last match PBing again. This is in PB.
HARDselection was behind a fair amount of time, like I think 7 or 8 seconds on MKL. That's just what he gained on the airman level.
Run really turned around there. Maybe it was the newer strats that a newer runner like him implemented. Like here we see him again going for the Clashman E-Tank while Mr. MKL skips it. Side where you would normally have the damage boost through the shot, man. He killed him. MKL's PB since 2015. I see the same strats that had been established back when still had the world record at that time. E-Tank here, which is pretty much free, doesn't cost any time. Boosting through that last shot, man. Desync here, but we're at the boss at the same time, and they're holding really close. And went for that extra E-Tank. We see that the desync
And HARDselection is pulling ahead.
Time loss.
Ooh, MKL, no.
And Mr. MKL just damage boosting a bit much. Looks like he couldn't avoid the body damage, which takes significantly more damage than the bombs.
Mega Man entering that stage with his eyes closed. He knows.
So that's the first death of this matchup here.
Did he completely run out of airman ammo?
I think he might have a few left to finish him off, but full bar of airman weapon. The game doesn't give you enough ammo to kill Clashman. You still have to hit him at least once with your buster. It's kind of weird. Yeah, he had the 2 shots remaining to... What was it, 2 or 3? Anyways, just enough to finish off Airman. Man.
Come on, MKL, we believe. We believe in round 3.
Sure, everyone here wants a round 3. This is... This matchup is perfect. The E-Tank here, since he got the extra one in Clash. I normally get the one here, but I need to drop that tech and start doing what HARDselection does, which I think a lot of the newer runners are picking up. MKL would probably skip this E-Tank here. I assume that he's going to go for the same one. Needleman stage. Well, Mr. MKL is dependent on HARDselection making a mistake in the remainder of this run. at the boss gates. He has more than enough health to take out Magnet here.
Yep.
Extra body hit because he could afford it, and for an even faster kill. Could have been a bit faster, but that was pretty fast. Out of there at around 10:28. Not too far behind, just this last stretch. The boss gate, getting the quick entrance there. Avoid the bees here. Like round one. Oh, no, not looking good. Yeah. 2 drops of bees. Mr. MKL handles Magnet just fine. Way off screen, so there's a center losing some time there.
I hated those monkeys in the NES version.
I am not fond of those monkeys. Especially if you try to do those coil setups with the damage boosts.
Oh, MKL taking...
Yeah, not the bees, come on. Sucks to get hit by those bees because you know it's so easy to avoid.
And so far they've been taking hits by the bees in both runs.
Okay, yeah, 2 shots of the magnets were deflected, so HARDselection couldn't avoid it. Hardman had to hit the ground there, couldn't get the fast kill, losing some time. Still has a solid lead as Mr. MKL to the boss gates. Nemesis in the chat, Crazy 8 boy. Selections at Top Man stage where we can see some zips. Avoids Hardman hitting the floor, so pretty quick kill.
Saves a bit of time on the animation.
And wasn't able to do the frame perfect zip, shooting the hard knuckle to traverse that screen there with the cat, and then okay, so he's doing the ladder zip as expected. The second one here. So now he's at the long stretch towards the boss gate. Oh, I see, he intentionally shoots the leaf down so it goes off screen. That's cool. Shoot 1 leaf shield at a time, so the faster you get it off screen, the better. That very same screen, he's probably gonna do the metal blades. That first frame perfect zip. Low, so he uses a hard knuckle to kill that Met and gets the refill there.
Oh, HARDselection taking a death. Not the worst death he could have taken, but that will set him back by a few seconds.
Hard knuckle. He didn't get the 1 cycle in Top Man, so Top Man deflects your... and he's invincible for a while. Damage, which unfortunately was too much for HARDselection's health at the time. So he has no choice but to buster. So this is a good chance for Mr. MKL to not only catch up, but actually take the lead. Oh, never mind. Well, he still has plenty of hard knuckles, so I don't know how low HARDselection is on his hard knuckles. They're both gonna need it for Wily.
I think he calculated what he has left, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason he's stuck on his buster for that long.
You're right.
And he died like at the start of the Top Man fight, so he couldn't have used that much of it.
him. He could if he holds his lead and he's able to pull off the necessary zips and Wily stage, that'll be a game done. That was very interesting, taking the body damage from.
And as chat pointed out, we are at a 13-second difference right now. So that one death, even if it was not the worst place he could have had that death, still put him, still put MKL on a lot of time gains.
Luckily, the tech point was right there, and Hard Selection again does the up zip, so looks like he saved a hard knuckle for there. He's not going for this E-tank since he got the. Mr. MKL is probably going to get that. Up his hard knuckle there real quick. He does go for the E-tank here.
Yeah, he didn't go for the E-tank for the new route, so he has to pick one out. Because he's sticking to the old route, and Hard Selection is the only one who does the innovation. Or the deviation, I should say.
So we see the difference in strats. Hard Selection here as Mr. MKL loses some time, and now he also needs the refill for his hard. Plenty to do all the zips he desires for the remainder of the run. Hard Selection is out of there. Screen now. Mr. MKL just reaching the boss. Top man. I mean, Needleman, which you have to use top spin on, which takes a lot of health, so just be careful.
No.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the body damage using that whack weapon top spin. God, what were they thinking?
Who designed that?
Oh no. Okay, even though Hard Selection missed some of his metal blades getting deflected, he still gets the one cycle on Quint. KL with the full health, able to stop Needle now. A costume.
Just can you imagine?
Already done with Quint, so.
Can you imagine Mega Man going to Dr. Wily? Dr. Wily's like, "Hey, you got a top spin. Okay, what does it do? You shake your booty at the enemy. And you hit him with your butt. Doc, are you okay?"
Yeah, you spin around in the air. Like he has some kind of hula hoop like energy thing around him, so something's going on there. Selection trying to do the zip here. Oh, he misses it again. Oh, he tries this one. That didn't work out. Have to go around that met. He does the free ladder zip, so last frame perfect, but he didn't get it. Oh my god, he doesn't have enough hard ladder zip.
This can give MKL a good opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, Hard Selection chose to use his hard knuckle on the frame perfect attempt. Unfortunately, he missed it, so now he has to go up the ladder since he doesn't have enough hard knuckle to do the ladder zip backup strat. It's where he needs to be, so.
Hard Selection playing like a filthy casual right now.
I wouldn't say that, but he did run out of the hard knuckle at the worst time. It's the necessary zip to avoid going up the ladder. He gained some time there. Hard Selection not going for the damage boost this time. Oh, he goes for the second one. He miscounted and did seem like he was trying to do the ladder zip at the end there, and then he realized that he didn't have the weapon energy for it.
So yeah, he probably miscounted on the top man death.
Still made it to the boss gate with a healthy lead. Much going wrong here with the E-tank that he still has, and more than enough finish Wily Phase 1.
And MKL had a refill on the Rush Jet, so this will be a slightly better fight for him.
Enough there to finish Wily Phase 1, just as Hard Selection ends Phase 2 with the Sakugarne. Mr. MKL a bit early on the Pogo, yeah. But Hard Selection already at Phase 3, so... and shoot Wily right in his head, avoiding all the projectiles.
Having a good fight on Wily. Yep, and that is GG for Hard Selection.
That's GG Hard Selection. Mr. MKL not too far behind. So that's the SRL time for Hard Selection at 20:54.
5-second difference.
20:08.
And MKL had 2 deaths and Hard Selection had 1. And they still finished 5 seconds apart of each other.
Incredible. GG's to both players. They both put on quite a show here. So close. I don't think any other match in this tournament was that close. Almost the entirety of both matches.
Well, it's a shame, but this is a 2-match victory for Hard Selection. No match 3, sadly. And with that, we have to congratulate Hard Selection on the excellent run. And Mr. MKL will be progressing to the losers bracket, I believe. And I have no idea who he will be facing.
Yeah, it's a double elimination. This is his first loss in the tournament, so he'll be joining other runners like myself at the losers bracket.
This is match 13, so he will be...
I was making the predictions in the bracket. This was a huge upset. Hard Selection, who is what 13th, seeded 13th in the tournament, wins, moving on to face Crazy 8 Boy.
Oh, Mello,
yeah.
Should you win against B Lightning, you will be facing Mr. MKL. Because he is in round 2 of the losers bracket, and he will be facing the victor between your match against B Lightning. So yeah.
We shall see. We shall see. I definitely need to step my game up. Let's see if and join us for an interview.
And people, if you like this race, please be sure to check out further speed gaming tournaments. We have a lot of tournaments happening right now. We have a recently the Dark Souls tournament just finished. We have a Mario Galaxy Bingo race, I believe that's still ongoing. I believe the randomizer Super Mario 3 is also still a thing.
The Mario Odyssey.
Yep. We have the Link to the Past Spring tournaments. We have the Link to the Past randomizer tournament still happening. Honestly, just check out the schedule, the events. And be sure to give Speed Gaming channels 1 through 6 a follow for all your speed gaming necessities. And of course, be sure to give these players a follow. They have put up an excellent show for your entertainment, and I do believe they deserve it.
There's a lot more exciting runs going on, races. These players play these games so fast. Oh, and there's plenty of tutorials out there to get you started. Okay, we have Hard Selection joining us for an interview. What's up, Hard?
What's up?
And on taking this round 2 victory, which a lot of people, I would think, how does it feel?
Oh man, yeah, it feels crazy. I definitely, went into this not expecting to win, but I just kept practicing and training, and I figured it was going to come. Mr. MKL has been playing this game for a long time, so I knew, like, I was managed to get my PB down, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to execute it, on go time. I thought, it was kind of experience versus just brute forcing myself through the game. And, when I died in the round 2, I thought for sure I was way behind, but I guess I lucked out and somehow pulled it off.
Man,
yeah, you had a death on top man that caused you to miscalculate your hardman weapon, we believe.
Yeah. So that, like, totally threw me for a loop, because I can't remember the last time I've died on top man. So I was like, what do I do now? Because I used a couple of hard knuckles, and so I decided to buster him down because I didn't want to not have enough hard knuckle for Wily, but then I ended up not having enough hard knuckle anyways.
Yeah, that was quite entertaining there. You had just enough, but then you went for the frame perfect at the end, which you unfortunately didn't get. And
yeah, so that killed me. I made a mental note to myself that, like, oh, when I get to that point, I need to make sure to check how much ammo I have. But I think I was too frazzled after the death, and I wasn't thinking, and ended up going for it. Didn't realize until I got to that ladder, and I was like, oh crap. But I tried to kill that Met to get a lucky drop, but it didn't luck out, so I had to go around the long way.
I would have just stayed there and kept farming that, but that probably wouldn't have worked out.
I know, my luck, I wouldn't have gotten any drops.
You would have lost the race if you had done that.
Going up that ladder really sucks.
It was definitely like a split-second decision. I was like, do I stay here or do I just go around and hope for the best? And I guess
you were still far ahead despite that top man death, because Mr. MKL had 2 deaths this race, one on Needleman. And what was the other one? Crashman.
Blur. Yeah, it was Flash. He took a little bit too many damage boosts there.
Yeah, that terrifies me. It just terrifies me.
He had a healthy lead. That you had let him catch up a bit, but you held quite strong until the Wily incident. But even then,
yeah, I had no idea where I was after I died. I checked the restream when I went into the Wily cutscene and realized that I was, like, actually not behind, and I was like, oh, what? So yeah, I had no idea. So the needle stage, I was kind of mentally distraught, but managed to pull through.
All right, and we're gonna have Mr. MKL join us over here. What's up, Mr. MKL? GG's, man, really close.
Mr. MKL, you have yourself muted.
There we are. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, GG's. It was a really close match.
Yeah, that really was.
Out in your favor. Like, what happened going in?
Going into it, I was, oh man, I don't know. It's funny. I was super nervous going into this. This is my first speedrunning tournament. I mean, I've been in the fighting game community for a while, so tournaments are nothing new to me. But this felt like I was, it was like 10 years ago going to my first tournament again. So I don't know. The nerves were on. So, I don't know. I thought I did okay in the first round, but
oh, you did. The first round, neither of you had any big errors. It was synchronized during a lot of the parts of the race, and it was very cool to watch. First race, and then the second race, you had 2 deaths and HARDselection had 1, and he missed a zip. So yeah, that was very back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even all the way to the nail biter, you guys kept the pace strong. Did you guys, like, study up on each other's strats before the tournament? Watch each other's PBs?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a data scientist by trade, so I take a very data-driven approach to anything. So I have a spreadsheet where I track everyone's PBs and try to figure out where my delta is, and that tries to let me decide which stages I should focus practicing on. And then, I tried to incorporate as many of the new tech that's going to come out from Ellipsis and Crazy 8 Boy and Andy, obviously.
Yeah, we noticed that you got the two E-Tanks and Clashman, which time while Mr. MKL, you went for the older strat, getting the E-Tank in Needleman stage.
Yeah, I figured for me it was more about consistency, right? Like these are the strats that I've basically been using for a couple years now. So I try to improve them here and there, but yeah, I'd rather go with what I know in in a race scenario.
Yeah, honestly, like Mr. MKL, that was like my biggest fear going into this race against you, because I was on the cutting edge. Like I got my first sub 20 yesterday, and so I was like trying all this new tech, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this off in a race condition. I know it's gonna come down. You're just rock solid, consistent, and I was just like, I don't know, it's gonna be really tight.
I know, man. You've made some amazing progress recently, and so I saw your PBs coming down in time, and I was like, damn, I should have scheduled this match for like a week and a half ago.
I know, we should have gone for Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. I would have had a much better chance. No, but it was great, man. This was I'm so happy that it was a close race, right? You never want to see it be a complete blowout. So I'm glad we were keeping pace and made it interesting.
Yeah, man, that was my biggest. I mean, I definitely owe you a lot of, thanks for motivating me to drive down my time, because that was my biggest fear too. Like, I didn't want to go on and be like 4 minutes behind you going into this race. So, I was trying really hard to at least give you a run for your money. So it was a lot of fun.
Obviously, you did.
Mr. MKL, you plan on implementing any of the newer strats later on?
Yeah, I've been looking at it. I probably will. Like, I'm gonna sit down now and see where I can really use some of the new strats to help me out and save some time. So it'll be interesting. I just finished doing a charity run here in Toronto yesterday. So I've been, like I said, I've just been trying to do the keep it simple and do what I know works. But yeah, I might have a little. I gotta do something to get myself out of the losers bracket.
Hey, I feel you, man. And since HARDselection is somewhat new to this game, at least with his PBs progressing really fast in the last month, I couldn't imagine that you anticipated much of what he would bring today.
Well, like I said, I saw his time going down, so I knew it was gonna be at least interesting, right? Like I said, not too much of a huge gulf between our times. So, I mean, I'm just impressed that all of these new runners, like, it took me so long. It took me months to get a sub 20 time, right? When I first started running this game, and I see all these kids come in, and it's like a week and a half later in 1935 or whatever, right?
I'm still not sub 20.
But hey, man, everyone's getting there.
GG's to both of you guys again. Very good race. I'm glad that I was able to be a part of it. This one's going down in the books for Mega Man 2 Game Boy Tournament.
I'm gonna have a fun time checking out the VODs. GG's HARDselection. It was great games.
Yeah, great race.
And you want to ask these runners before we let them get back to IRL?
No, not specifically. I think you covered it up nicely. I just wish them the best of luck in their future opponents. And, may the best man win in the future. I think you both brought up the bar that future opponents will have to meet up with. So, opponents, be warned.
I'll be seeing you in the losers round 2 if I pass losers round 1. I think you're just waiting on the winner of round 1. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I was wondering who I'm gonna end up being up against. I guess HARDselection, you're going up against Crazy 8 Boy next, right?
Yeah, so that's gonna be dicey. He's got a solid seconds on me, so I gotta keep driving down. I don't know, it's gonna be hard.
Hey man, if you play like you did today, you're gonna stand a really good chance.
Fingers crossed. I'll try. Do my best, anyways.
Crazy 8 Boy is another sub 20 player. He's actually the guy that knocked me out in round 2. Good luck to you, Mr. MKL. Good luck to you, even though you might be facing me.
Well, thank you.
Great, we're looking forward to some more races, guys. And anyone listening, thanks for watching, people, and enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Please give these runners a follow. Let me put out their links again, and feeling like it, give me and Volt a follow also. I'll throw those links out there. And these two runners, give them a hand because they really performed very well today. Close matches. I'm gonna watch the VOD again later. See the time difference between old strat versus new strats, and if there's anything else you guys would like to add, go right ahead.
I just want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to the commentators. Thanks to John Carls for setting up this tournament. And yeah, thanks to all the runners for revitalizing this Mega Man 2 Game Boy community. It's been super fun. Hit me up on Twitter at mrmkl_, and we'll talk strats, guys. It'll be fun.
Great, nice. Thanks, guys.
Alright, thank you all. You guys take care. Let's see these PBs get lower. See y'all at the next races.
Yes, thank you all for watching. We hope to see you again in future tournaments. And best of luck to Mr. MKL and HARDselection and the rest of the tournament. And of course, a shout out to excuse me, a shout out to John Carls for organizing the tournaments. Like, I am very excited about seeing more old school Nintendo games being given some spotlight, and especially the Game Boy games, because I do believe they are heavily overshadowed by Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And with that said, I'll also be leaving you so I can cough up the rest of Twitch. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future. Take care.